Kiki is heated. She just left. She just left the crib. Now I done bumped the first call. I pick up the second call like, okay, she must miss me. What's up? When I picked up, she like, why is this girl at my car? If she don't move, I'm finna beat her up. When she said, look, first off, that's all I need to hear. Okay? Beat who up? What is happening? So immediately, I shoots out my room. I go downstairs to Marky. I gets downstairs to his room. His door is locked. Why are you locking the door? Mom and dad is not here. There's no need for you to lock the door. So I'm boom, 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 boom. Marky, open the door. Come on, man, open the door. Yeah, come. He opened the door. I'm like, bro, come on. He like, what? I'm like, put on some shoes. Let's go. He like, wait, what's happening? I'm like, Kiki said she finna beat somebody up, somebody in her car. So he like, who is Kiki? I'm like, bro, the girl I work with, the girl who spent the night. He like, oh, see, you gonna drag? I'm like, bro, don't. He like, all right, then put on some shoes. So he put on some shoes. We shoot straight up. As we shoot straight up and we come out, we see Kenyatta. The same girl that's been going back and forth with Kiki for no apparent reason, bumping her every time it's like a problem and Kiki was around, you know what I'm saying? They had that last little beef, if y'all remember. So boom, I'm like, I see her. I'm like, Kenyatta, what you doing? I'm like, get up off her car. Kenyatta is sitting on the front end of her car, like just leaning and just sitting. I'm like, come on. I'm like, watch out. She like, tell her to make me move. She said she gonna make me move. She just doing all this. And she was talking like all that big talk yesterday. So let me see what she gonna do. Let me see what them hands about. Can you get down how you live? I'm like, look, would you please get up off her car? So all of a sudden, Kiki like, check your trick. You need to check your trick. I'm like, I just know of her. She stayed down the block. She like, look, I'm telling you, all right, I'm finna get in my car. So she opened up her car door. So Bev comes out on the porch, right? And she's eating an apple. So I peep Bev. I'm like, hey, Bev, can you get your friend? Marky like, you want me to move her, bro? I'm like, no, I'm gonna move her. She like, bet not nobody, Kenyatta like, bet not nobody touch me. So Kiki like, I'm about to touch you in a minute because you sitting on my car and I'm telling you to go. She like, now I'm thinking like, what a coincidence that you happen to leave in the morning and they outside. They outside. What was they on? Y'all was waiting for her? Like, what was the real tea behind it? I would never know. So I'm like, hey, come on, just move, man. Just get up off her car. She like, I'm not going nowhere. Move me off the car. So I'm like, okay, you want me to move you? So Marky like, and better not nobody touch you. She like, and better not nobody touch me. I'm like, well, I'm about to touch you. So I grabbed her arm. I'm like, come on. She like, stop. I'm like, come on, get up off her car. She like, touch me again and I'm going to pepper spray you. And she put her hand in her pocket. So Kiki say, pepper spray him. I promise you, I'll work you all in the street. She like, now I got to go because I got a job to get to. She said, oh, I know where you work. I'm like, all right, you ain't gonna move. All right. So I went upstairs, but to the next door neighbor house. And I rung the bell. And if y'all been following story time, y'all know Mrs. Smith, right? Her son is a cop. So I rung the bell and she came. I said, Miss Smith, can you please tell this girl to get off my friend's car? She was like, huh, what's happening? I'm like, she won't get off. She's just sitting there picking on my friend and we're telling her to stop sitting on the car. She's like, okay, hold on. She went to go get her son. Her son, he comes out. He like, what's going on? I'm like, she won't move up off her car. And when she saw him, she was like, hey. I'm like, yeah, hey. He like, what's going on? She like, nothing. I just thought she wanted to give me a ride and she walked off. So Beth like, oh, they ain't got nothing to say now. You hear Beth. And she goes inside the house. So I'm like, all right, this is what now mind you, I got my mom is not there. I ain't got my mom. I ain't got my dad. It's just me and Marky and Caleb. So me and Marky, we gonna have to hold it down. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is what we going up against. So he like, all right, I'm gonna stand out here and tell your friend to pull off. I'm like, okay. So I go down the stairs. So Marky like, yo, that girl crazy. I'm like, hey, Kiki. She like, what? I'm like, pull off. She like, I'm gonna pull off anyway. I'm like, can you pull off right now? He waiting to see you pull off. I'm like, I'm gonna see you at work. She like, So she, boom, gets in the car. She pulls off. So Marky like, yo, they might gonna try to jump on us. I'm like, I ain't worried about it. I'm like, come on. I'm like, thank you. He like, yeah, no problem. So I already know. 9 out of 10, they might tell my mama about the situation. So, and when my mama call, I'm going to tell on myself. I'm going to tell on myself. Ain't nobody going to get the chance to tell my mama nothing. So, boom, I goes inside the house. So, Marky like, yo, he like, Bev didn't really want to help. See, she said she want to squash it. That's why I don't like her. I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm like, we ain't going to worry about Bev. Bev don't touch us, we ain't gonna touch her. He like, but I want to touch. I'm like, no. I'm like, just let everything play out. I'm like, I'm going back in my room. I go back in my room. Hours in the past, right? It's time for me to get ready to go to work. So I still got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I go downstairs and say, hey, Marky, look, I'm like, I'm finna get ready to go. He like, what time? I'm like, in about the next 15, 20 minutes. He like, come here. I'm like, wait. He like, come on, let's go upstairs. So we goes upstairs. We goes on the porch. So I'm looking like, why are we outside on the porch? He digs in the bushes right on the side. He like, is we gonna finish the ale that we left from last night? I'm like, I forgot all about that. He like, yeah, so much stuff happened. The fight in the kitchen. Oh, so we talking, we chopping it up. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna hit it a few times because I didn't want to go at work tweaking. I ain't never went inside of work high. So it was just like, all right, I gotta play it cool. Like, I'm gonna just tap it a few times. I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna hit it a few times. He like, all right, so boom, he spark it up. He gets his hit. So boom, he pass it to me. I get my hits. I always do the quite little 3 and pass. So I hit it a little 3 times. I'm like, hey, I'm done. I'm like, hey, I'm done. He like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you can finish it. He like, no, I'm gonna save it. So he put it out, put it back in the bushes. He in the kitchen now. I go finish getting dressed. I come back here in the kitchen. Man, I'm so lit. I'm lit like a Christmas tree. He kept saying, I'm lit like a Christmas tree. I'm like, you good? He like, I know what mama be talking about now when she be like, she lit like the block. He like, I feel like it. He like, I've been eating snacks and I don't feel it go. He like, and I don't feel it going down. I'm like, look, okay, look, I'm gonna bring you some barbecue. He like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna bring y'all food. I'm like, just watch Caleb make him some snacks. And he like, only thing I'm making him is boiled eggs or hot dogs. I'm like, you know he ain't gonna eat no hot dogs. He like, well, boiled eggs. He like, that's all I can do. I'm like, all right, just make him boiled eggs. He ain't gonna be up. Caleb been up all night long, right? Until about a good 4 or 5 a.m. That's just how he operate. And then he sleep all day until about 3 p.m. and then do the same thing. So we know he gonna be straight. Boom. I get ready, dip out, right? Once I dip out, I go straight, no altercation. I get there. I get to work. I see Kiki. She looks at me. She give me like this little look. And so she lets me in. I see the register girl. She like, hey. I'm like, what's up? She like, nothing. And so I looked at Kiki and I'm like, hey. She like, hey. She like, I'm mad at you. I'm like, we gonna talk. She like, So boom, I goes and I see Christopher. Now, mind you, remember, he got sent home. He had got sent home. So, hey. So he like, and I go wash my hands. I know he's still salty because I had to check him. Like, don't put your hands on, touch her. But I know he feeling Kiki, but I ain't tripping. So boom, and Shirley comes out like, hey, y'all know it's a busy day today. I need everybody to be communicating. She was like, everybody stay at your stations. I'll be coming in and out checking on y'all. She like, Roshan, I need you to make sure Christopher know everything about this chicken station because he's going to take over the chicken station and we're going to move you up and you're going to be doing tickets and helping the front out from here and there. So you're going to be flexing the floor. I said, oh, that's cool. I'm like, okay, cool. So she like, you're going to let him run the first. So he was going to be the driver, basically. So he was going to be the one that's going to get the chicken, drop the chicken, place the chicken on the plate. Me, I was going to be dropping fries and making sure his ticket's in order. So it's kind of like we swap positions. All right, cool. Cool. We got Dave back there on fish. All right, tweaking out. He back there tweaking out. I don't know why he tweaking out, but we're about to be busy. And as soon as I came in, washing my hands, Miss Shirley is already shooting back there, giving us the tea. So I know it's about to be a busy day. Boom, I pop my apron on. I'm looking at Dave over there. Dave like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm like, fuck, I'm still putting my apron on. I'm like, fixing and adjusting. He like, I'm like, Dave. He like, huh? I'm like, what are you doing? He like, I'm counting how many boxes, how many towels on the wall. I'm like, Oh, okay. I walked straight off. Like, first off, so I already knew he was tweaking. So I'm like, he must have had hit the joint. So I'm like, hey, you ready? He like, yeah. I'm like, he like, I already know what to do. I'm like, first off, Mr. Christopher, all right, don't sideline come at me. Don't be mad. Don't put no pressure on me. He like, I already know what to do. I'm like, oh, okay. So once he said he knew what to do, first off, don't come at me like that. I was just trying to prep you and remind you because you're still in training. And Miss Shirley just said that I'm training. I'm helping you to show you how to run this station. So since you just tried to treat me like that, bet money. I don't care if nobody went around and it was just only me that heard it. But I got you. So boom, I'm gonna do my part. So I'm on fries, right? It started hitting, right? Boom, 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 boom. Now, the register girl is coming to help. So I didn't know that. So boom, a couple of hours passed. The register girl come in. I see her walk so she can go back there. She walked back there to go and so she could put her jacket up. So when I seen he like, who is that? I'm like, oh, you talking to me now? I'm like, you better do your orders. So he like, hey, what this mean? I'm like, oh, I thought you had it. He like, come on. I'm like, no, you had it. So the register girl like, hey, look, they said they need this ticket right here. I'm like, oh, it's coming. I'm like, you get it? He like, yeah. He like, oh, I'm missing 3 wings. He was missing 3 wings out the order. He was missing 3 wings. Now, here's the deal. I would have told him a quicker way to do it, right? But I wasn't. He said he got it. You got it. So he went back there. Boom. He's like, do I just drop these straight up? This dude came over there. I ain't say nothing. When I say I ain't say Nathan, I did not help. I was not being a team player. You said you got it. He took the wings. Just 3. Mind you, we have orders. You got to still prepare. While you doing one order and boxing one order, you still got to have another order ready. I got fries sitting up, getting cold. We got to come on, Jim Shoe. He took the 3 wings. I watched him. Didn't rinse it off. Didn't drop it in the special season stuff to come over there and drop it. He came straight. He got the 3. He like, I got the 3. And he just dropped them. I looked at him. I said, I grabbed the tongues, pulled that basket up. He like, what you doing? They not ready yet. Throw them in the trash. Throw them straight in the trash. So Miss Shirley comes. She like, hey, she like, I need this one. I need this one. I'm like, I'm sorry. I had to throw those 3 away. I'm like, he just dropped them straight up without rinsing them or washing them. She like, huh? I'm like, yeah. She like, you have to do that. That's food safety. Boom. I'm already going. Boom. Rinse them out, boom, boom, boom. I drop them. So I say, hey, let me swap, switch. So he switched fries. He like, nah, I got it. I'm like, nah, come on. I got to get rid of these orders. So I grab the chicken while the other 3 is going. I grab the rest of the chicken out the freezer area. Drag the whole box. Boom, by myself. Boom, because now I'm in a rush. Boom, I take out all the chicken out the bag. Boom, dump it in there. Just got the water running. I run back to it. Boom, I'm like, do. Knocking on the smoke area. They slide the smoke dough thing up. I'm like, hey, I need 3 more pieces of ribs. 3 more, like just cut 3 little, single pieces. I'm like, for they weight. Miss Shirley was right there. She like, I like the way you did that. I'm like, and I'll make sure that I let them know I'm gonna bring it out there myself. So boom, that plate got done. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry for the way. I'm like, and I put a little extra ribs in there. She like, oh, thank you, no worries. Boom, she's gone. Right now we getting the tickets down. Now I'm still driving. He like, hey, you want to switch? I'm like, no. So all of a sudden we die down. It dies down. Right. So I goes back there. I'm talking to Dave, chatting it up with him. So, boom, it's almost time for us to get our breaks, but I'm going to hurry up and go to the bathroom because I need to check on Mark and Caleb. So I go to the bathroom. Boom, I call the house phone. They pick up, Marky pick up. He said Caleb still asleep. That's good. I still got some more hours in the game anyway. All right, cool. He like, yo, make sure you don't forget the food. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. He like, and we're going to smoke. We're going to cheat. I'm like, I got you. We're going to smoke. We finna party it up. Boom. I get done with him. I come back inside. I go to the back. I'm back there talking to Dave. Now more orders are popping in. Now I see Miss Shirley goes out, right? And she got an application in her hand. So I, like how you working and you look at your boss because you're trying to see what your boss is doing. And you say, I'm like, application. But I know we are hiring. We are a busy restaurant. So I'm like, okay. I see Kiki like, you know what? Come. I'm like, what? So she like, I'm like, I'm cooking, come on. So she like, oh my God. I'm like, what? She like, that girl. I'm like, what girl? She like, that girl from this morning. I'm like, what? She up here looking for a job. I'm like, huh? So I immediately walked away. I immediately walked away and I goes in the front. And Lord behold, Miss Shirley is out there giving the girl the application. So Kiki like, no, we gonna have to let her know. I'm like, I got you. Don't worry about it. So the register girl like, hey, I need some help. So boom, Yo-Yo jumps on the register and helps the register girl. Kiki now is flexing back there because she don't want to see it at all. So Yo-Yo like, why you not out there? What's going on? And so she like, it's a long story. She like, I got time. She like, no, you don't. We at work. So Christopher like, hey, can you come help me? He like, I want you to train me. I don't want you to train me. So I'm like, I'm not training you. I have not said nothing to you. I said, she can train you. So she like, nah, he like, please, can you show me? He like, I don't understand this order. So she goes over there and start helping him. I'm cool. Boom, Kiana do her application. I already got in my mind that before I leave, I'm going to talk to Miss Shirley and let her know the tea. Boom, it's time to hire breaks. So Miss Shirley giving breaks, right? So she tells Kiki to go back out in the front. So Miss Shirley like, okay, Roshan, Christopher, Dave, Alex, she let all the guys go. She let us go. Boom, we go. All right. All the girls is working out by the fish, the chicken, the fries, and the rest, they kind of flexing. We not that busy. Miss Shirley on the floor. Miss Shirley got her husband in the smoke area. Half of the food is pretty much ready and the other stuff is still smoking. So it's just like every order. So he not really in there. It's just like when they get an order, he'll go in there, but he on the floor. So we hurrying up trying to catch up with breaks. So we all out there. So the dude like, hey, y'all wanna have a quick smoke break? I'm like, no. I'm like, Miss Shirley husband. Like, he was very tall. He had a bald head. He just had that strict face. So it's just like, I'm like, nah. He like, man, well, I'm finna go hit it. So he went in the car. We all walked towards the car. We didn't get in it. It was just him. He had his door open. He hitting it. So he like, hey, he like, what's your name? He like, oh man, they called me Low. I'm like, he like, that's what they call me. So he like, all right, he like, hey, Lo, you want to hit this? He like, yeah. He like, I don't know why y'all friend over here don't like me. Y'all friend jealous because that Kiki girl like me, the supervisor like me. I'm like, I'm not jealous. I'm like, what am I jealous over? He like, you jealous because you know she like me. I'm like, if she like you, she like you. I'm like, you got her number? He like, not yet. I'm like, she let you squeeze her booty? He like, if I ain't get the number, I definitely ain't do that. I'm like, oh. He like, you doing that? I'm like, hey, I don't kiss and tell. He like, what? I'm like, I don't kiss and tell. He like, you a lame. I'm like, I ain't no lame. I'm like, why you mad? What? It's a competition. I'm like, if you want her, just go for it. He like, I was trying to go for it. He like, and next time you ever touch me like that, he like, I promise you, we gonna make stuff shake. I said, what? He like, we gonna make, I'm like, man, you don't even know who you talking to. He like, who you are? He like, you, man, look, all I know, I just met you here. You up here getting mad over a girl. I'm like, I'm not getting mad over no girl. I'm like, look, y'all, so Alex was like, y'all just chill. So Dave like, wait, hold on, wait. The supervisor, she's pretty cool. She's cute. Hold on, wait. Wait, I'm confused. So he was confused. He was like, maybe I just need to hit that. So he went on ahead, he hit it. So I'm like, look, I'm good on the break, right? He like, yeah. He like, cause you scared. I'm like, I ain't scared of nothing. I'm like, look, you say you want Kiki, go get her. I said, let me see when you go get her. He like, oh, I'm going to pull her number today. I say, pull it. Boom. I goes in. So Michelle like, you're back. I'm washing my hand. I'm like, yeah, I'm back. So I'm like looking mad. So I pop my apron back open. Bow. I come. I'm like, I got it, Michelle. She like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. She like, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing. She like, do we need to talk? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, what ticket you at? So Kiki comes. She like, ooh, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. So Miss Shirley, she walks away and gives the register girl and Yo-Yo and them a break before they get ready to go. And it's time for Kiki to take a break too, but she's chopping it up with me. So she like, what's wrong? Why you looking like that? You looking mad. I'm like, I'm not mad. She like, it's over your face. She like, look at me, stop. I'm like, stop it. I'm like, look, you better check that new boy. I'm like, he like you? If he like you, he can get your number. She like, wait, what? Y'all out there talking about me? I'm like, no, he out there talking about you. She like, nah, I'm going to stop this right now. I'm like, no, you ain't got to stop nothing. I'm like, if he like you, I'm like, he talking about I'm mad or jealous because, man, look, he tripping, right? So she like, calm down. It's not that serious. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, I'm just here to do my food order. I'm like, go take your break. She like, we'll talk. I'm like, yeah, we'll talk. So boom, I'm doing my order. Shirley ringing up stuff. The husband's still out there. Now, here come Alex, the other smoke guy. Here come Dave. Here come, you know what I'm saying, Christopher and stuff like that. So, boom. We working. We back in rotation. Boom. Kiki came back. Now, we got one more rush before I go. But don't forget, normally I clean the grease thing. So, while we in the middle of the rush, I see Miss Shirley dip to go check on Dave. I dip behind her. Now, see, I'm finna do an underlay for the overlay. So I dip over. I said, hey, Miss Shirley, I'm like, can I make my brother some food before I go? I'm like, my mom is out of town, so I kind of got to, like, take care of him. She's like, yeah. You don't have to pay for it. No worries. I'm like, and also, I got to hurry up so I can be able to feed him. I'm like, so you think if Christopher could drain the grease, she like, you think you know how to do that? He barely know how to do all the orders. I'm like, oh, well, Dave can show. So I'm like, Dave, can you do a favor for me? He like, what? Sure. What you need from me, Rody Doty? I'm like, can you show Christopher or Lo how to do the grease thing? You're like, yeah, I know. And this time I keep my eye on it and won't let it overflow. So I'm like, oh, you did not have to say that. So Miss Shirley like, well, okay, and I'll make sure I keep an eye. I'm like, thank you, Miss Shirley. So I get ready to go back there. So the rest of the girl like, hey, he not going fast enough. Can you please give us some help? I'm like, I'm coming. So boom, we hurry up, we get the orders out the way. So now as we slow down, it's like 3 tickets. I let him know. I said, hey, you can finish these 3 tickets. He like, you supposed to help me. I'm like, I'm not helping with nothing. So I go on the other side and I start making, Caleb and Marky stuff and making me a little something. And so Kiki, now the rest of the girl and Yo-Yo already gone. So Kiki comes, she like, hey, you gonna do the grease thing? I'm like, oh, Miss Shirley gonna have Dave and him to do it. She like, oh, Miss Shirley, okay. He like, do what? I'm like, oh, the grease thing, you gotta learn how to do it. He like, but you been doing it. I'm like, yeah, but this is your station too. So I'm like, you gonna do it too? So she like, am I seeing you tonight so we could talk? So he like, yeah, y'all seeing each other? I'm like, if you want to. So he like, you know what? After you see Roshan, can you come see me? I'm like, yo, you want so bad, get her number. Didn't you say you was going to get a number? She like, he's not going to get my number. I'm like, no. He said, you know what, since you up here, it just seemed like he had that personality, like that cocky. He had that cockiness like, yeah, like, and trying to be sarcastic. All right, cool. Pull her number. So she like, he not going to pull my number. So he like, you fine. You want me. She like, I don't. And she walked off. He like, oh, you want to go tell her so what? So she could say that in front of me, but she really liked me. I'm like, get her number. I'm like, I'll let you know. I'm like, we kicked it last night. I'm like, quite sure we're gonna kick it tonight. So he like, oh, so that's your girl? I'm like, not at all. And I walked off, right? Boom, I walk off, I go grab some more chicken, drop some more chicken for my order. So as we getting my order together, I'm getting my order together, boom, I make sure everything is good. I get ready to bag everything up. I look, I'm like, hey, can I be able to be released? So she like, just help me do the front. So I help her stocking the front up and stuff like that. So as I'm helping her stock the front up, he come out, he like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Christopher go to the bathroom. He comes back. So he just standing there in the front with me and her while we just kind of like flirting a little bit before I dip. So he like, Kiki. So she like, Christopher. He like, I like your hair. She like, thank you. He like, you welcome. I'm like, I'm finna go. He like, bye, Roshan. See you tomorrow. I'm like, bye. He like, I'm finna be here with Kiki. She finna show me how to do the grease thing. I'm like, good luck with that. I'm like, I'll see you tonight. She like, see you tonight. I'm like, have fun with that. So boom, I walk off, right? Now I got the food. I get ready to get towards home. As I get towards home, boom, I'm a couple of houses away. I see Raymond. Raymond like, hey. He like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. He like, yo, you trying to smoke? I'm like, well, I gotta get the food home. I'm like, my mom going. I'm like, you want to come in? He like, yeah. So boom, he come with me. Go inside the crib. Marky in the kitchen on the phone chopping it up. So I'm like, hey, he like, oh, I'm hungry. Bust that bag open. Bust the bag open. He grab his. I go, boo, 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 boo. Knock on Caleb door. He like, yes, I just woke up. I'm tired. I'm like, you just waking up? He like, yeah, I had a long night. I need a shower. I'm like, look what I got. I open. He like, close my food. It looks good. Put it in my room. Put it in my room. I'm like, okay, I'll put it in your room. He like, I'm going to go wash my butt, and I might need some help. I'm like, I'm not helping you. No, you're doing it on your own this time. You're a big boy. He like, I'm not a big boy. I'm like, oh, yes, you are. Yeah. Your posterior say you're a big boy. Go on here. So he going down. Boom. As he's shouting, I'm getting this stuff together. Kiki hits me up. Hello, I'm like, what's up? She like, I'm going to get off soon. She like, I'm going to see you, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I already ate, so you ain't got to worry about that. I'm like, do you want to make you something? She like, no, I'm going to bring me something too. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom, I hangs up. Piper calls me. I'm thinking it's Kiki probably calling me back because as soon as I hung up, the phone rang right away. So I'm like, Marky like, what's wrong? I'm like, it's the Piper girl. I'm like, I ain't picking that up. Bump the call. Boom, she calls again as soon as I bump it. I'm like, so Marky like, just power it off. I'm like, nah, because Kiki on the way. So Raymond like, look, I got my ear rolled. Boom, Marky like, I still got that piece. So we go out in the front. We make sure we cut the light off. You know what I'm saying? So the sensor light won't pop. So we chiefing. As we chiefing, all of a sudden we see a shadow coming up. And my phone is going off.